Coffs Harbor region is one of the most incredible places you can go four-wheel driving in Australia. And that's because of this amazing contrast. You've got beautiful beaches over there, some of them with big resorts on. And then within a few kilometres, you're climbing into some of the hilliest hinterland anywhere in the country. You could almost say, and maybe I should say, that Coffs Harbor is the four-wheel driving capital of the country. Now, it all kicked off with the gold miners and the timber getters who came in here 150 or more years ago, and they opened this country up. They carved tracks in incredible conditions up and down the hills to pull out what they needed in the way of resources. And because after that it was taken over by the state forests, which is your forests and my forests, not like the national parks, that means we've still got access to it, which is absolutely amazing as far as we're concerned. Come on, let's go and have a look. Our plan for this trip is to do a bit of a loop through some of the wildest state forests in the Coffs hinterland. Bucka through to Timbertop, Glenray, and then deep into the bush to the Nimboida River. If we've survived that stage, we'll head back around the other way through Luana and end up in Karamba. It's a big trip, but then what else would you expect in the four-wheel driving capital of the country? I've done a trip with these guys once before, the exact same team, the one up behind Port Macquarie. And you know what? We gelled that well it wasn't funny. That's what four-wheel driving does for you. You all work together, play together, have some fun together. And in the Coffs hinterland, you can have plenty of fun. There's all sorts of terrain up here. You never know what you're going to cop. I know it's going to start quickly because Kevy's on the job. Time to let the tyres down. And before we even knew it, we'd crossed the threshold. Bang! Straight into it. Oh, wow. Holy dolly, Kev. Straight off the road and we're straight into it.
Yeah, sorry, big fella. You know what Coffs Harbor's like. You know, some say it's a four-drive capital of Australia. Look at this.
Oh, don't apologise, mate. That's unreal.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have to go far. What are we? 3 k's from the highway. Oh, bit bumpy there.
Wow. If we didn't have you, I think we'd be stuck. This doesn't even look like a track.
Last time I saw something like this, it was in the jungles in New Guinea.
Oh, I reckon, mate, this could be the Kokoda Trail all over again.
Oh, look out, we've got a creek crossing.
Wow! You should see this creek crossing. I mean, we're only a couple of 100 yards off a sealed road, and this is like something out of the jungles of Borneo. In fact, if Kev wasn't in front of me, I'd think it was a tiny little walking path. It is that overgrown. Looking good, Kev. That was a metre's worth of drop off, and on the other side, whoops, only exactly 1 car length wide, straight up. Oh, go red.
I might be in the spot above it. Give it a go. And up we go. Whoa.
Well, you've just got to have the right tools for the trip, haven't you? And behind Coffs Harbor, that means carrying a machete or a banana knife at the very least. You've got to hack your way through this undergrowth occasionally. It ain't that easy either. Some of these vines have been there quite a while, probably a month or two. I thought Kev would drive that with his big tyres, but it just goes to show how tenacious these vines and trees are. Anyway, he's done a lovely job of clearing it for the rest of us.
Need a hand, Kev?
It's all off.
Now that's what a patrol's good for. Stick it out the front, let it bash its way through the bush a bit. Way to go, mate. Hey, this looks like a pile of old railway sleepers. What do we got, Kev? Oh, look at that. Oh, that's a bit of an erosion gully too, isn't
Maybe
it?
you can go first.
We have a challenge, men and woman.
What it's all about.
A bit of traction here with the rocks and the chance of a straddle over there. The only worry being that you can bet that as soon as a tire or two's been over that, it'll be very slippery.
Bet you that's nice and soft in there too.
Oh, it would be, eh? So really what we need is to be very well spotted. Someone's done it, look.
And there's marks down there too.
So very well spotted. And of course, the alternative is, oh, look at this. Oh boy. Hey guys, if you do make it, you get to play in the mud. Holy dooly. Okay, so what does that do to you? You do your straddle, you're still going to come out in a good spot.
You're going to have to drive it as soon as you get to the top.
Yeah, well, yeah. Oh, well, this will be fun. And you know the best thing about it? You're going first. Cool, let's go play. Kev's up first and he's all concentration. Although he's got the best weapon for the job and he's going through first. So come on, mate, show us the way. Show us how it's done. It's all about getting the wheels in the right place with that huge gutter in the middle. Right on, Kev. Right on, mate. Beautiful job. Spot on. Let's see you drive this next bit. Wow. That was a really good bit of work on the wheel there.
Let's see, the other boys can do that.
I really hope I can make it look as easy as that. Disadvantage is that it's a bit chewed up now. There's a bit of water in the mud. Advantage, I know it can be done. Kev had his wheels in exactly the right position. Let's go and see what happens. Come on, Jack, ready for a bit of fun? Always, he says. Whoa! Oh, here we go. I've got a narrower track than Kev. So it's a bit critical for me, but we'll see what happens. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be fun. Come on, Red. Let's see if we can get up there without digging it up. I'm just going back like at this stage. Go the old girl. That's the way. Oh, Jack, you don't even look worried. Ooh, listen to that V8. Isn't that beautiful? I'm trying not to chew the track up. He says. I don't think that's too bad. Whoa, as always, feels unreal. Hi Don, John here, copy?
I do, John.
Mate, what surprised me, I only used my rear locker because I didn't want to chew it up too bad. And also because I wanted to have steering, which is a bit optional in the red truck once that locker goes in. So what really surprised me was that I didn't have to give it the berries to get up this thing at all.
Cool, John. I'll be conservative.
Yeah, I think the whole trick, I mean, I watched Kev really close, and the whole trick seems to be crawl up this bit here. And once your back wheels, you know, once the car's levelled out and you're over the hump, then you might have to give it about 1/4 to 1/3 berries to get through the mud. But just point it straight ahead, don't worry too much, and give it just a little bit. And you should sail straight up. The important bit is setting up this bottom part. So come up real slow and we'll work it from there.
Lovely. Thanks, John.
No dramas, mate. I think you'll enjoy this.
I do too.
Okay, mate. Just slow down a bit. Slow down. Just come up real slow. Hang on, Doc. Hang on. And low range first or anything, because it looks like it's low, yeah, okay. Rear locker on? Just checking, mate. Okay, now, at this stage you just want to go left hand down. Whoop. That's about the right line. Just see if you can hold it there. We'll see what happens. Come real slow. Whoa, no, Don. Hey, go back. Okay, whoa. Got to come slow. A little bit of left hand down, mate. You kind of, this is where you should be aiming.
Okay.
Okay? That's it. Doing it. Doing it easy. Give it a bit of squat. I'd head a little bit right hand down, mate. You should get some cross steering traction out of it. That's it. Okay, mate. Do you want to just straighten up your steering, left hand down a bit? Hand down more. Left hand down more, Dom. No, a bit more. Left hand down. Whoa. Now come back. Come back 2 metres. Okay, mate. Yeah, you're... Hang on, just let me check. That's your launching position, Don. So, give it heaps. Oh, mate, it's not going anywhere. Just, hang out there, Don, and, we'll winch extension strap to the top and we'll give you 4.
Well, there's nothing complicated about this recovery other than the fact that we've got to go a long way to get a decent tree. Probably the most important thing is the direction that you're pulling in. It affects a whole lot of things.
Take up that slack. Attention now, Don. So keep the wheels fairly straight and drive gently and we'll see what happens.
The biggest worry I've got here is that Don's going to find traction, launch forward and chew up my rope.
Well, give it some now, mate. Under lots of strain, give it some.
But we've done this a few times now, so he's pretty much aware of that.
Just watch your tight turning there. That's cool.
And there we have it.
Where Don came unstuck, and it's not Don at all, it's the Prado. It's not that high, and it's got a low overhang, and it was just the wrong wheelbase and size for that second bit of mud. So, right when he should have been getting maximum traction, he couldn't, because the Prado was playing mud anchors on him. Dan, you copy?
Yeah, got you, John.
Mate, in your favour, you got extra width, extra height and extra length, all things which stop Don.
Against you, you've got the fact that the bit of porridge here just over the slope has now been stirred up by 3 trucks.
And trust me, even Baby Bear wouldn't eat this mess. It's horrible.
Alrighty, here we go.
Gee, Kirsty looks worried about banging up the family truck.
Hang on. Stop.
Come on, Kirsty, you can still drive it down to the shops with a few scratches in it.
Beautiful, beautiful. Right, give it the mungos.
And with a big right foot, Dan and Kirsty launch it to the top.
Well, you can very plainly see what happened there. Don left nice big slipperies to about the 25-foot mark, and Dan's just added another 5 to 10 foot of slipperies after that. So we have now effectively made this really hard, and we've still got to get Glenn up here.
I'm going to go a little bit more to the right-hand side because the track that everyone else has been using is getting very greasy and a little bit chewed up. So I'll go a little bit more to the right, hopefully get a bit of traction where that grass is. I've wound the throttle up to about 1100 RPM, first DLA range. Go have a crack out of that.
Come on, Asbeen, you can do it. Just fly it up there, mate. Give it the berries. This 80's just a proven weapon, isn't it? Look at that thing. Whoa, those wheels are going a lot quicker than the truck is. Come on, Gleno, work it. A little bit of steering side to side, that's the way. Look at that.
That's where I got the name, Right Foot Cowboy.
That's you, mate. Travel up behind Coffs? Well, a chainsaw can be real handy because there's branches over the road and there's firewood to chop too. But I'll tell you what, throughout it all, the wildlife up here is just fantastic. This is Mother Nature's home and we're just visiting. Sometimes the best thing about four-wheel driving is getting to the camp at the end of the day. Righto guys, time to crack open a can and relax. Whenever you travel in a group, you end up with different dynamics. But we got really lucky on this trip. Everyone's great and we're all getting along really well. Oh boy, it just makes it.
Hey Kev, what do you got in store for us today, mate?
Mate, this place up here is called Bucka. Aboriginal word means bendy. Right? And oh, look, the track's going to get bendy down here too, eh? We've got a bit of mud down here.
Oh, okay, bendy mud. Well, I can't wait to try that out. I hope it doesn't bendy any of the trucks.
Nah, you'll be right.
Ooh, sometimes it just looks horrible, doesn't it? Get a load of that.
What's your approach on this, Kev? You've done this before.
I'm sort of worried about all these marks here now. Someone's been bogged here.
Yeah, obviously.
There's some marks here.
I think people have been bogged from one end to the other.
Yeah, it's not nice, is it?
What are you going to do? Middle?
Yeah, I'll drop down through the centre.
Righto.
That's, yeah. Big as the mud's been squeezed out, I'm just going to stay in the centre, mate.
Well, I'm going to watch how you go, and then I'm going to try that far left-hand bank just on the off chance. I mean, might be able to grab traction there, but might tip over too. Go your hardest.
I think we can do it. Lockers are on.
Ooh, that's just pushing slop, Kev.
Yeah, copy, Roothy. I'm stuck, mate.
Well, I wasn't in my truck to hear Kev tell me he was stuck, but I sure could see it. Nothing that the mighty TJM 12,000 pounder won't pull out.
Even here, a good 10 metres away from the bog hole in front, it's slippery as. My truck just sort of went down about 3 inches as I drove up here. The mud just came squishing out from underneath it. This is funny, because there's been a little bit of sun, it's got that thin crust on top. It's like one of those clay pans out west. Taking it up, John? Yeah, taking it up.
Doesn't take long to get Kev out. But by crikey, is it sticky.
I can actually feel the suction. And as I pull him out, the car's slipping sideways. His car's slipping sideways. Mine's slowly slipping down the hill.
That's one of those recoveries where we're pulling each other together. Good thing we started with a bit of a gap.
Okay, stopping.
Ooh, look at that slop.
Thanks, big fella.
No dramas, mate. What are you going to do, Kev? You going to try that other line?
I will. Yeah, I'll just bump across to the right-hand side, probably about 15 feet. And I'm sure that'll make a big difference, yeah.
So your number plate is it, Kev?
It is my number plate.
How many number plates has this hole scored?
I think this is number 5 that we found.
Well, apart from the Maverick badges, that's the toughest truck here. 35s, a little bit shorter, double lockers. And she just went straight in. No go any further. It's going to be very interesting for the rest of us.
Kev tries the different approach over on the right-hand side. See if there's a bit of traction over there, mate. Well, it's certainly a lot better, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
That's a way lot better. Gee. Just about walk through.
Might as well put the seatbelt on, could be falling out in a minute.
I want to try something a bit tricky. I want to go that left line, see if I can lob traction the whole way through.
When I hit this, Gleno, I might knock you over. Okay, I'm going.
Just made it.
And that's how you do it. Yes!
And it looked too easy.
Sheer luck, of course.
Come on, Don, showing you how. Just go for it.
Whoa!
Dan and Kirsty go the right-hand line, and they clean it up too. That's definitely the bigger tyre line.
Oh, beautiful.
And that leaves Has-Been, and he don't care. He's just going to boot it through no matter what. Whoa, only just, Gleno.
This hole just demonstrates how crucial the right line is and how unlucky you've got to be the first bloke in to find out where it's really sticky. But we've done it, we can move on, see what else we got.
We can bypass the main track and we can go and do some off-camber rocks, a bit of mud, and how about some ruts, eh?
Oh, sounds awesome, mate. That's what we want. Mud, ruts, all good. Let's go.
This track's turned bad. You're kidding me, mate. You should see what's up ahead here. This is serious ruts, eh?
Holy dooly. Looks like the earth just opened up in front of us here.
Yeah, I'm just going to stop here for a sec and just put the locker in, eh? It's that bad.
Oh well, there's only one thing for it. Lockers on, let's go. Hey Kev, time for a quick oil change while you're here, mate. Looks a bit fally-fally.
Yeah, big fella, I'm through that bad section.
I see what Chev was on about. There appears to be some reasonably serious ruts in front of me. Of course, the big trick with ruts is always to try and keep your wheels on the high bits, but that's not always the case, is it?
Ooh, Red's getting that sinking feeling. Gee, how many times have I seen the ground too close to that window? Come on, old girl. Where are we? How close are we? Come on.
Well, I seem to be on a little bit of an angle. The inclinometer is off the dial at 45.
When you're on an angle like this, the only thing stopping you falling over is the bank on the other side. Feels a bit weird driving like this too. I'm trying to make myself a track here, you know, work the sides down a bit, build it up on the low side. It's just not really going to happen though.
What I observed, you were going that way, but then it...
All I'm thinking is we can use a little bit of this collapse in our favour. So I have a feeling there's a big whoops moment in this, because you never know unless you have a go. This could be the dumbest thing I've done in a while.
After I got married anyway. Now the whole plan here is to try and collapse the side a little bit to build it up. Don't know if it's going to work.
Pushing the dirt across. Pushing across.
Boy, am I glad I've got those sidebars, I can tell you. I'm going to be leaning onto them in a minute. Hey Kev, it's not the wiggles, mate. And one good thing about not having power steering is you feel absolutely everything that's going on, especially when there's a wheel in the air.
Some big ruts just off to my left. Don't want to slip in there. This looks a little bit scary and technical. And some very, very deep stuff there that I think I better stay away from.
There's a big hole.
look to the right, you can see the old siding. This is the old timber top area. There used to be a train track that used to run between Dorrigo and Glenray. Built turn of the century. They pulled off the last steam engine about 1958.
There was a rumour there was still a couple going around in the late 70s, but
it's abandoned now.
Geez, it would have been a big job putting this one in though, eh?
Places like this, they just ooze with stories. 85 years before, at this same timber top station, a local timber getter just about lost his life. A heavy log crashed into his leg, and if it hadn't been for the train driver and the guard who tended him, he would have been dead. Good stuff, and it all happened right here in the bush.
Bloody jungle down here, isn't it?
I reckon, Kev, this is as dense as it gets.
yeah, I don't think I'd like to be out here after dark, like you'd lose your way. Mate, it looks like in the last few weeks we've had a bit of a tree come down. I think you better come on up here and have a look, eh? It's not nice, not pretty.
Oh, go on, you could get across that. Oh, wow. Maybe not, eh? It's a big fella. What's happened here? This has just fallen over.
I'd say with all the weather we've had, and it's just old, it's just big.
What do you reckon, Kev? This is a bit big to do much else other than...
Drive over it.
You know what? It would just about get over there. The only problem is if you slide off the end of it, you know, you get halfway up and go, uh-oh. I don't know. Well, I'll tell you what we should do anyway. We should get you to drive over it, Kev, so we can all laugh. I mean, watch. And then we'll see where we go from there. Whoa. Oh, I've got to get some bigger tyres. Well, I reckon old Red's going to have a go at that too.
Ooh, close under those battery brackets.
Too easy. Oh, my bum.
Ooh, thank heavens Don's got those TJM plates under the Prado. And the big patrol just walks over as you'd expect. Nothing a bit of suspension and tyres can't do.
I can see the XGS gold in all its detail there, Don. Working the trail. Look at that for Arctic.
Next up is a severe rocky incline. This is the last challenge of the day, and if we can get through this, it'll be a nice easy track all the way to the campground. The first thing I noticed though is the ruts. This is one of those tracks the Coffs region is renowned for, and it's the reason that Kev is running big tyres. Oh, I don't have a good feeling about this in the old red. Oh, look at that. Kevy makes it look like a walk in the park. Right, well the best thing I can do is plan a bit of an approach that doesn't involve those ruts and see how long it is before I slip in. You never know, might get through.
I've tried one side, I've tried the other side, and then I'll try the middle at full speed. What we're going to do, Kev, we're going to winch it, mate. We'll probably have to winch me and the Prado just through tyre size. I think possibly the 80 and the GU should get up, but we won't know till we've done it. Wow, I love that sound. Okay, going in.
Now we picked the biggest tree around, the one that looks the most solid and that's still alive, put a tree trunk protector on it, and that's me. I'm set. I wanted to put it slightly to one side so that I could pull the truck slightly out of the ruts at the same time, maybe drive a bit more of this than winch. It's only one little spot I need. Oh, I tell you what, it's great having Dan and Gleno on the team. A little bit of fitness makes all the difference on these sort of hills. Blokes like me, we can just lie around and be the wheel chocks.
We're actually a bit stuck at the back here, but we'll just see if the old Red will pull herself up on the front locker.
Come on, Red, you can do it. Yep, front locker country all the way.
Good boy. You're exactly what I wanted.
Oh, might as well collect some firewood while we're at it.
Oh, that was good fun.
In my years of travelling and selling earth-moving equipment, I've been to many mines in Australia. Everybody drives four-wheel drives. The only thing we do is when we meet these challenges is go around them. Spend 40 years doing that and then try and spend 3 years doing it. Different.
Yeah, Don makes a good point. I mean, I spent most of my life avoiding all the horrible tracks, the places I might get stuck. And now we come out and do it just for fun. Mind you, it really is good fun, especially in good company and with great trucks to do it.
This is a clear case of bigger is better. I got 31s, honest 31s, those Mickey Thompsons, and I diffed out completely. Donnie's got probably 32s, similar, and same deal, you know. Now, the other guys, the 80 series and the GU, Dan and Glenn, they're both running 33s, and I think they might be able to make this.
Up at Coffs, I'm hoping that there's a track here that maybe I can have a go at. I was watching all the other cars go up and I got a little bit of an itch. I asked Dan a couple of times down at Port Macquarie and he said, no, I'll do this one.
You drive this car all the time, you should know it better than me.
I drive it on the bitumen. I've never driven it actually, four-wheel drive. I don't want to cause any damage to the car.
If you stall it, just brake.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to end up...
Over the mountain.
No.
Me neither.
Now, this is an exceptionally hard bit of track, and there's just been a driver change back in the GU. I don't know what's happened back there. Kirsty said to Dan, I'm taking the wheel.
So what am I going to do?
You've got to go and drive it. Okay, yep.
Roll back about a metre.
Reverse, yeah. Just don't worry about any throttle. Oh, this is dangerous.
Come on, guys.
Look. Yeah, it's going to take a bit of good clutch control here to take off. But you're on a little bit of high ground there. You should be able to get a bit of momentum to... Then you've got this track nailed.
Go, Kirsty, go.
Oh!
Yeah, and there's some power.
How's that? Women driving. Yeah, here's a woman, mate.
How did that feel? I heard a big scream. That was excitement.
I think I've been kicked out of the seat now.
You've been kicked out of the drop. Mate, just go back to doing recoveries. You're good at it.
Very good.
Well done, Kirsty.
That felt really good.
And apart from showing that girls can drive as good as boys anytime, that also shows what an extra 2 inches of tyres can do.
Oh, not wrong, mate. Yeah, just a little bit of tyres.
A little bit of extra tyre. Yep. I won't even mention that it's on a patrol.
Quality, mate.
Quality. It does help having the coils up there, but that was good. Good drive, mate. Well done. I wonder if Dan will ever get to drive his truck again. Probably not. He had a grin on her face like SpongeBob SquarePants from one side to the other.
Oh, the country around the Coffs hinterland is just unreal. And when you've got historic places like Glenray, oh boy, it just makes it really, doesn't it? I love the feeling of mixing it with the pioneers, even when the pioneers are, you know, a little bit on the bastard side. But there's so many interesting stories in an old cemetery like...
And in 1917, all the young men were away at war. right across Australia. By 1917,
I mean, we're right out there doing exactly what they would have loved to have done if they'd had Nissans and Toyotas. After an awesome day like that, it's time to set up right by that pristine Nimboida. Oh boy, I love this river. Time to crack open a can and have a bit of a relax, and I reckon we deserved it, folks, we really did. The water's pure, the air's just so good it's not funny. The dog's wetter than a pack rat, but who cares? Let's set up camp. This is beautiful.
we camped on the Nimboida River the other night, and this is the Nimboida, a little bit further upstream. Now, why have we stopped here? Well, it's really simple, because this is one of those things that really illustrates a point I've been trying to make for a long, long time. People like me, and people like you, who spend a whole lot of time out there in the bush, us four-wheel drivers, we know and appreciate Mother Nature for what she really is. I'm sick of being told by national parks, oh, you can't drive on the beach, or you can't drive through here, you might disturb the habitat, or blah, or blah, or blah. What a load of garbage. That sort of thinking is from academics in little offices in the cities, or greenies who live in concrete jungles. Because people like us who get out there and do it see a whole other side to it. What am I talking about? Okay, back home in Queensland, we've had floods that devastated everything. We've had cyclones that have gone through and ripped out just about everything. Here in Nimboida, in New South Wales, right at this very platform that I'm at, last time the floods came up real big, they were up to here. Now look how far away the river is. Imagine that, the floodplain would have been from here to the mountains, right the way around, the whole valley would have been awash. That is the power of Mother Nature. That, the bushfires, the cyclones, devastating flash floods, that's what Mother Nature's all about. You really think that stopping humans from going in and having a bit of a look around and a camp and maybe a little campfire is anything in the great big scale of nature? No way. So you know what? If you want to show respect for Mother Nature, get out there and have a look and enjoy it, feel it for what it is. Don't sit in an office and go, oh, we can't let people in. It's just ridiculous, isn't it? Imagine that. Man, I could have jumped over here and gone for a swim. Jack had to run all the way down there for his swim. Oh, I could hang out here all day, but I think we better get going. Come on.
Kevy can't resist any little turn-off that leads into an almighty track.
I call this rock trail because it is very rocky and pretty darn steep.
Kev's brought us up a little bush track here, and all around there's huge trees and stumps from even bigger trees, so presumably this was logged a long time ago. There's a lot of what we always used to call root traps in the mining game, which is holes, or ruts in this case, covered up by sticks, bark, bits of timber. We used to call it a root trap because if you did come across a mine like that, you quite often found a dead root or something down the bottom. And of course here, I guess the consequences are more vehicle orientated. You can drive over something that looks like the rest of the track, but there's a big hole hiding there just waiting to bite you with it. Oh, poor old Red. Is this part of the same line up to Timber Top?
Yeah, I was going to say, you know, we've been crisscrossing that railway line now for a while, and yeah, this is part of the old railway line between Dorrigo and Glenray.
The train line we've been crisscrossing all the way was built in the 1920s specifically to haul timber out of the area. In the old days, they didn't have much of a road up to Coffs Harbor. In fact, the best access was through Dorrigo. So they had this train line that ran from down the bottom of the hill up to the top to haul the timber out that way.
G'day, my name's David Page, how are you?
Oh, g'day David, John Roothy, nice to meet you,
I'm the Secretary of Glenray Mountain Railway. Do you want to look in the station?
Wow.
This is the station master's room. Station masters sleep and live in there.
Why is this, it looks like a concrete building. It is a concrete building.
It's a concrete prefab building. It came with a kit from Sydney. The floors are concrete. It sits on railway lines which are underneath us. And the entire building itself just came back on a steam train in the goods way.
Wow, and then they just
dropped it off, and the guy just assembled it.
It's amazing, isn't it? You know, look, only the government would use a concrete building when there's all this timber around.
Well, the thing too, which upset the locals, that all the timber in this building is Oregon. It came from America.
So you're joking?
Nothing came from Australia. Same from a kit basically from America.
And yet the whole railway was designed to pull all this fantastic timber out.
It cost £1 an inch to build the track.
Hang on, £1 an inch?
To build this line.
And how long is it?
75 kilometres.
Wow.
And it's paid for itself, no trouble at all. So it was a profitably making line, closed in 1972 due to land slippage.
Far out. So State Rail could really learn something from the old days, couldn't they? They could make things pay for a change.
The Glenray Mountain Railway Group have been trying to get the old train line back up and running. With government funding, they've been able to restore part of the track and are hoping that one day it'll give tourists a unique look into the Coffs hinterland. They've met a few hurdles along the way, but they're still positive it'll happen. Steve is one of the guys helping to restore the tracks.
And when they laid this track originally, back in the 1920s, they would have done it all by hand?
Pretty much,
Wow.
yeah. They certainly did it hard. They used to carry sheep and pigs and spuds. And
oh, really?
A lot of timber.
A lot of timber.
A lot of timber. The main reason for it was timber.
Must have been back-breaking work. I mean, but you guys still repair them by hand?
Mm. Yep.
Back-breaking work?
Oh, it's good fun.
Good fun.
Keeps you fit. Keeps you fit.
How long did it take them, do you reckon, to chuck in the original rails?
I think it was about 10 years. 10 years. 10 years, yeah. 10 years.
And what's the weight of
they
steel?
They were Maltese fellas. They were little strong fellas.
Maltese blokes?
Yeah, I think the Chinese are all busy on the gold.
Is that
Chasing
right?
gold, I think.
Why doesn't that surprise me? Everywhere you look, the Maltese are lifting heavy things.
That's it.
Thanks, Steve. That's
no
awesome,
worries.
mate. I'll tell you what, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. And thanks for the offer. I will send Don Shoestring over to help you shift a few of these sleepers.
Now we're going to be following the railway line again for a little way, but by crikey, it's not an easy trip.
Chev, looks a bit sloppy up there in front of you.
Mate, I've just pulled up here. Yeah, I know it's black, it's muddy. It does, mate. Yeah, it's not looking too flash. Hey, Roothy, I'm going to give it a go, mate. Just going to see how it goes. Sneak through. Gee, it's wet up here, eh?
Kev, it's wet everywhere. This is the Coffs hinterland.
There's a bit of slip happening there, wow. A little bit of traction in that grass, or is it just getting choppy?
I've got plenty of traction so far. Yeah, there's a few rocks down there.
Yeah, it's all right for you, mate. You got the big tyres. What about the rest of us?
Mate, I've just come through the first section. You're probably looking at about, probably nearly 100 metres. There's some big holes in there. I reckon stay in the ruts, eh? Don't try and get out of them because it'll drop in one side and it might get like your dog, a bit ugly.
Yeah, well, that's certainly Jack's job in life.
I'm clear. I'll wait up at
This flat section.
and we'll see how we go, eh?
Righto, mate.
This is a really ugly little bit of mud hole, but there's just a chance that a bloke might be able to straddle the ruts and get somewhere. There's no way the technical approach is ever going to work because it's just too soft. Oh, bloody hell. Sorry, Jack. Holy golly. Oh, oh, oh.
How long's that been going on?
What are you doing?
Yes, indeed.
Somehow, a little bit of perseverance and a whole lot of petrol, and we got through. A couple of casualties. I don't think Mel's pants are going to be the same. Our producer, she just put on a whole new complexion as far as mud baths go.
And my tyres are about to get another workout. Good on you, Kev. Pretty soon we're in a totally different sort of country again. This time, it's more base of the hill stuff. Bigger trees, and a little bit more spread about the jungle.
Hey, copy, Roothy?
Yeah, mate. What's this like?
Mate, sorry for slowing down a bit, but oh,
Pretty gnarly up here. After all that rain, it's washed out all the dirt and big rocks up here.
I can see your truck climbing. I've just stopped because I reckon you might kick back a few. She look a bit ugly up there, does it?
yeah, it does. I'm pretty sure I can see a line there, but you know, just one car at a time, mate.
Yeah, figured as much. We've got a bit of altitude here.
I'm pretty good to go. So, wish me luck.
Good luck, Kev. Kev's Maverick's perfect for this sort of stuff. 35-inch tyres, 6 inches of lift. Mate, that's the go.
This track used to be pretty easy, but today I'm going to try and go this line here.
Lockers both ends, 35s. And 4 inches of springs and a couple of inches of body to keep you safe. Give it the berries.
Oh, I need a picture. Just got to the top, mate. Once you get past the rocks, you'll come to the, you'll have the clay ruts. Just pick a line as you go. Don't stop, just look ahead, okay, guys?
Don't stop, just look ahead. Yep, that's my motto. Ho-ho! Until we're going backwards anyway.
I'll just hope the old big red keeps going. Holy moly, I can feel a bit of air under a wheel there.
When it comes to rocks, about the best thing you can do is keep the diff off the big ones.
Oh no. I don't know what my best bet here is.
Situations like this, the best trick is to keep more rock under the tyres than you've got under the diffs.
She nearly turned over and there was a couple of big scrapes from underneath. Hey, honest Don, it's all yours, mate.
Okay, mate, here comes one for the grey nomads.
What are you going to do, Don? Stop and get your caravan out.
Okay, that's good, Don. Oh, you're right up in the air, mate. All the way. Keep going, Don. That was the most exciting run of the day so far.
Donnie had 3 wheels in the air there for possibly a second or more. It does freak you out more than it should to look at, Dan.
When you get up near the stuff where we are, you'll see the rubber on the rocks.
You need to sort of stay on the left. Don't bother turning, just come straight up. Stick your wheels on the boulders that are loose at the front there and you'll be right.
No worries.
There'll be worries if there's panel damage, because it's Kirsty's car. That's what we've found out.
Dan's got the rubber and he's got the suspension, and they got plenty of power too.
Oh, I bet you'll be glad to get through this one, mate, to get to the pub.
But this isn't an easy track. There's a few places you can really come unstuck. Situations like this, it's all about setting up the line and steering your way through. Hey Kirst, you're looking a little bit sick there, mate.
Bit of a surprise package, wasn't it? There's a loose gully that we just rolled back in.
Yeah, thank you. I saw that get dislodged.
That's where your right-hand wheel goes. Your left-hand panel is going to be a foot or so away from this tree stump on the left, and that's your position. And when you get here, you don't want to be going too fast, but you don't want to back off. And the vehicle will actually bounce up, rock to rock, won't do any damage, and you'll be up and over. It's kind of exciting, and you can fully figure on having three wheels in the air at some stage. Come on up, mate.
Nothing scares Gleno. He takes the early part pretty easy.
1400 RPM. Rear locker in. I love it.
Oh, drive it, Gleno. Look at that. Straight up and over. Well done, mate.
Right, pub time.
Oh, boy. And that's it, guys. The end of another fantastic adventure. You know what? It's unbelievable that you can have this much fun so close to a big place like Coffs Harbor. I mean, we're just up the road, you know? The old Karamba Hotel, your beauty! It's all here, guys. What an absolute classic. And now we're back in civilization. Just 10 minutes away. Ah, unbelievable. Time for a nice cold beer. Maybe a pie. Hey, what do you reckon, Don? Oh, boy. I tell you what, you know, great days out in the bush, some great driving, some real adventure, and at the end of it, the camaraderie you get from hanging out with a great bunch of people and doing some great things. Oh, I love it. It's just so good. Tell a few big stories.
Wow. There you go, guys. That's the Coffs Coast. And how do you go for exciting four-wheel driving around here? It's been fantastic. Unbelievable tracks, every sort of terrain, some of the hilliest country around, and then interspiced with all that, you've got this wonderful sense of Australian history, the railway tracks that tie the whole place together, the hard labour that our pioneers put in. It's all here and all so close to the coast. It's unbelievable. It really is an unbelievable place. We've had a fantastic adventure, we really have. I've enjoyed every bit of it. Some of the best camping in New South Wales too. I'd like to thank Chev, top tour guide, good on you mate. Awesome vehicle too. And of course my mates, Honest Don, you know, and Has Been. We always have a terrific time when we travel together. And our new friends, Dan and Kirsty. They've been fantastic. They might have won this trip, but they made it for us. There you go guys, cheers to all of you. What a top adventure.
When you're planning your trip to the Coffs area, be sure to drop into the Coffs Harbor State Forest office and pick up a current map. And when you're here, make sure you check out the most magical train line in New South Wales. Get onto the Glenray Mountain Railway website or send them an email. And if you want to be part of bringing our Australian history back to life, why not help them out with a donation? We did.
The trip has kind of blown all expectations we had.
Yeah.
We didn't realise the effort you guys make to actually make the film. Like it, yeah, we have
a hell of a lot going into it.
Yeah, we have a completely new appreciation for the film crew. Like what you do is just awesome. And the poor camera guys out in the mud, out in the sun, like, yeah.
Nearly getting driven over.
Yeah, nearly getting run over. But yeah, Roothy is awesome. It's funny, his personality on the DVD is so similar to real life. Like some people like put on an act, but Roothy is like,
he's genuine.
Yeah, he's cool. The way he is on DVD is exactly in real life. I think we're going to miss you guys when we go.
G'day! Welcome to Roothy's Ruthless Tales. Go on, grab a slice of fair dinkum, Australia. Get your dose of Roothy and put a smile on your dial.